The sum of two natural numbers is 14, and their product is a maximum. Find the numbers. So these are really typical. This word problem where you have to find the equation and then solve it, these are really typical problems that you're going to solve if you take calculus in university or if you take AP Calc. These are the most typical, so that's why it's good to see how to set it up so that you know when you go to calculus that you can set these up. So each sentence basically gives us a formula. So the way I usually start these is because I'm looking for two natural numbers, I'm just going to make what's called a let statement. So let statements just tell whoever's marking what your variables are. So I'm going to let x and y be the two natural numbers, and that defines our variables. So anybody that's looking at this knows x and y are the two numbers that we're looking for. Okay, so each sentence then gives us an equation. Just remember, certain words are kind of keywords. So when I see this word sum means add. So this means I'm going to add my two numbers, which are x and y, and they should be adding to 14. So that's my first equation, is x plus y equals 14. So that's coming from that first sentence. The tricky one is this. Their product is the maximum. So the product means multiply. So whenever I see the word product, I think multiply. So sum is add, difference is subtract, product is multiply. This is what we're trying to maximize. So in other words, this is basically what we're trying to find the vertex of, is this product. But we got to figure out our equation. So to set up an equation for the product, well, product is just multiplying the two numbers. So it's P equals x times y. That is the product of the two numbers. Now, basically, we want an equation for the product just in terms of either x or y. It doesn't matter which one. And how we get that is that in this first x plus y equals 14, we're going to isolate one of either x or y. I'm going to get y by itself. So I'm just going to subtract x from both sides, and I get y equals 14 minus x, and then I'm going to substitute this for y. Because this is what y is, it can go into this product equation. So now I get a new product equation. P equals x times 14 minus x. And this is a parabola. Because if I expand this, I go x times 14 is 14x, x times negative x is minus x squared. So because the highest power is going to be 2, I know this is a parabola, so we can graph this and find the vertex, and that's what I'm going to do this time. I'm going to graph it on Desmos and find the vertex. If you're doing it on your graphing calculator, just remember, instead of p, you're just putting y. Same thing for Desmos. We would just put y equals x times 14 minus x. Y equals x bracket 14 minus x. Okay, first thing, I don't see very much, but what's nice on Desmos is you just pinch your screen, and there's my parabola. And then all I have to do is tap it, and I get the vertex. It's 749. So I know the vertex is 749. Okay? If you're using a graphing calculator, what I would probably press is I would, on the calculator, graph this, then press zoom 6, and then after you press zoom 6, press zoom 0. And the calculator will try to fit the maximum in on the screen. So it's going to zoom out quite a bit, but you should be able to see the maximum. If that doesn't work, you can always just play with the window. So press the window button and play with your x min, x max, y min, y max. Like just basically change the values on the x min, x max, y min, y max until you get a window where you can see the vertex. It's tricky on the graphing calculator. Desmos is nice because you just kind of pinch it and you can zoom out or zoom in really, really quickly. Okay, if you want to do this algebraically though, you can solve this algebraically just by expanding it and then completing the square, because all we're doing is finding the vertex. So you could go, okay, p equals 14x minus x squared. X squared should be first, so just rewrite it. Negative x squared plus 14x. Factor out the negative. So I'm going to have x squared minus 14x. Leave yourself lots of space. Half of negative 14 is 7. Squared is 49. So I'm going to add 49 and subtract 49. Negative times negative, that becomes a positive. So I get negative x squared minus 14x plus 49. Negative, this is negative 1 times negative 49 is plus 49. Factor. Two numbers that add to negative 14 and multiply to 49 are negative 7 and negative 7. So this is negative x minus 7 squared plus 49, which gives me the exact same vertex again, 749. So now we just need to read it. So what this 7 is, because our equation was p equals x times 14 minus x, 7 is an x value of when we get the maximum. 49 is the maximum product because it's a p instead of a y. So 49 is actually p. So what we have to do is, because we're looking for the numbers, the question is find the numbers, we need to take this x value, once we have the vertex, and sub it in and find out what y is. So I'm going to put 7 in for x, and I get y equals 14 minus 7, y equals 7. So the two numbers, and you should always write a sentence at the end, is I got 7 and 7, so the two numbers are 7 and 7.